On February 25th, 2026, the multi-billion-dollar world of Counter-Strike skins hit a major problem. New York Attorney General Letitia James has officially filed a massive lawsuit against Valve. The state of New York is alleging that Valve is running a slot machine-like operation that has lured millions of teenagers into illegal, unregulated gambling. In the words of the Attorney General herself, Valve has made billions of dollars by letting children and adults alike illegally gamble for the chance to win valuable virtual prizes. These features are addictive, harmful, and illegal. If New York wins this case, the multi-billion-dollar skin economy could be changed forever. Today we are breaking down the official filing, the smoking gun evidence the state is using, and why your inventory might be in the crosshairs. To understand why this lawsuit is different from the ones Valve beat in the past, we have to look at how the OAG is defining the game. They aren't calling it a tactical shooter anymore. In Valve's most popular game, the process resembles a slot machine with an animated spinning wheel that eventually rests on a selected item. New York argues that Valve's loot boxes violate the state's gambling laws because they meet the three criteria for gambling: price, chance, and prize. You pay for a key, which is the price, the item is determined by an algorithm, the chance, and the result is a virtual item with significant value, which is the prize. But here is where it gets dangerous for Valve. In the past, Valve argued skins weren't money. New York, though, is firing back by pointing to the June 2024 sale of a single AK-47 skin for over $1 million. Quote from the filing, "The randomly selected virtual items have no in-game functionality but can be sold online for money, with one item reportedly being sold for more than $1 million. By highlighting that these items have zero functional use but massive cash value, the state is stripping away the "it's just a game" cosmetic defense. They are painting these items as digital casino chips. And more interestingly, Valve seems to have seen the writing on the wall. Over the past year, we've seen Valve quietly making systematic changes to their case systems and reward structures, like the introduction of the Armory or even the Genesis terminal. These moves appear to be a strategic attempt to move away from the loot box model and towards a more transparent system. It looks like Valve has been trying to future-proof their revenue because they knew a legal problem was inevitable. But according to New York, these changes are just too little too late. For years, Valve's get out of jail free card was the Steam community market. They claimed that because you couldn't cash out directly to a bank account from Steam, it wasn't real gambling. New York is actually calling bull on that. The lawsuit alleges that Valve doesn't just allow third-party sites, it facilitates them. The OAG's investigation found that Valve facilitates and even assists these third-party marketplaces in their operations. The state argues that by allowing users to connect their Valve accounts to external sites where items are sold directly for cash, Valve is essentially providing the infrastructure for a global, unregulated casino. Attorney General James states the high value of Counter-Strike's rare skins and the ease of liquidating items through third-party marketplaces have made Valve's virtual items an attractive target for thieves. She's linking the gambling to a broader cycle of crime, including the hundreds of thousands of support requests Valve receives from users being hacked or scammed. In the eyes of the law, if the system is so liquid that you can turn a skin into rent money in just a few minutes, it's seen as a currency, and if it's a currency, that means it would be gambling. But you might be wondering, why is New York doing this now? And it seems to be a part of their much larger larger war on addictive tech. The lawsuit leans heavily on the protection of minors. Research cited in the filing shows that children who are introduced to gambling are 4 times more likely to develop a gambling problem later in life than those who are not. The AG's office claims Valve is intentionally luring teenagers. Young users with limited funds can be enticed to start gambling through loot boxes in the hopes of obtaining a virtual item that they believe will enhance their status in the game's virtual worlds. Letitia James has already been aggressive, leading fights against Meta and TikTok for addictive feeds. This Valve lawsuit just seems like the next step, but she didn't stop at gambling. The Attorney General also took a shot at the content of the game. Valve's promotion of games that glorify violence and guns helps fuel the dangerous epidemic of gun violence, particularly among young gamers who can become numbed to grave violence before their brains are fully developed. So while this legal case is about gambling, they are also pushing harm. This makes the lawsuit much harder to settle quickly. They want disgorgement of ill-gotten gains and a permanent stop to these features. So if you're a CS2 player, trader, or just someone who just follows Valve, this is where you might be wondering, well, what actually happens next? And well, we could see regional locking. We've already seen this in places like Belgium and the Netherlands, where Valve might be forced to disable case openings entirely for New York. Depending on how serious this gets and how Valve takes it, if the court finds that third-party sites are facilitated by Valve, they may be forced to adjust the API that allows those sites to function. But also, if New York wins, we could see other states like California or Illinois follow up. So for over 10 years, Valve has operated in a legal gray area, but the state of New York is no longer playing games. Attorney General James is seeking to permanently stop Valve from continuing to promote illegal gambling in its games and to pay disgorgement and fines. This is one of the most significant legal threats to Valve we have seen in a long time, and we could see some major changes because of it. As the Attorney General put it, illegal gambling can be harmful and lead to serious addiction problems. My office is suing to stop Valve's illegal conduct and protect New Yorkers. But I want to hear from you. Do you think Valve is at fault here and could be hit with some serious consequences? If you want to stay updated on this brand new case against Valve, don't forget to subscribe.